A good night's sleep, more like a nightmare. I'm talking about MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell pulling his ads from Fox News after the network declined to run one of his commercials promoting crazy claims about voter fraud. So Lindell's trying to hold a live stream later this month about how, Trump is the real president and Biden really lost, yada, 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 and Fox rejected the ad. Maybe they're just afraid of the lawsuits from Dominion and Smartmatic, but for whatever reason, they have broken off ties with Lindell, because when Fox refused to run that one ad, Lindell said, "I'm not going to run any ads on your channel anymore." Lindell was one of Fox's top advertisers, often supporting hosts like Tucker Carlson when other advertisers avoided him. According to the Wall Street Journal, MyPillow spent almost $50 million with Fox last year and about $19 million so far this year. So they have had a mutually beneficial relationship. Lindell has sold a lot of pillows thanks to Fox. But now he says he's leaving Fox. He's going to go off and do his live stream and try to prove how Trump's going to be reinstated. And these delusions are dangerous to democracy. We'll see what happens with Lindell and his defamation lawsuits. He's being sued and he's countersuing over all these voter fraud claims. But his descent into this fantasy land, where the big lie is all consuming, where he's selling something that he can't possibly deliver, it has repercussions well beyond Fox News. Let's talk about it with Jared Holt. He's the resident fellow for the Digital Forensic Research Lab at the Atlantic Council. And Ann Applebaum, staff writer for the Atlantic, who just profiled Lindell and interviewed him. The profile's title is "The MyPillow Guy Really Could Destroy Democracy." So, Ann, that's not subtle. Tell us why he could.
I think it's important to understand that Mike Lindell is not sui generis. There have been other people like him in history. There have people who have been so deeply convinced of something that can't possibly be true, and nevertheless have put all of their energy and all of their money and all of their time into seeking to prove it. And who perceive every reaction, every counter reaction, every attack on themselves, as Lindell does, as further proof that they were right. And so he's somebody who's going to continue to pursue his elaborate theory about voter fraud, which involves Chinese meddling with machines in all 50 states, something that can't possibly have happened. Nevertheless, he believes very deeply in. And he's going to pursue it, until he runs out of money, I presume.
It seems that way.
He may not succeed. What he will help to do is loosen further Americans' sense that their democracy works, that their voter system is secure, that the people who observe and monitor their elections are honest. People are beginning to lose that sense, probably on all sides of the political spectrum, because of these constant attacks. And he's someone who's not going to stop.
Jared, when Mike Lindell says, "Hey, Fox is being unfair, they're being libs," some Fox viewers might ignore him, but it could actually hurt Fox, could it?
It could hurt Fox. Historically, Fox has had a pretty solid grip on the larger conservative base. But after the 2020 election, as this misinformation and false claims about fraud in the election have circulated and been amplified by major power brokers in the GOP, including former President Trump himself, it seems like part of the GOP faction is almost moving faster than, further right than Fox News can keep up with. And especially with the threat of lawsuits and, just appearing completely off base. Part of the Trump, following is moving off into its own direction. And with Lindell pulling ads from Fox News, I'm curious to see if that money he was spending there will go towards the kind of misinformation and disinformation that's, rampant online that he's also involved in.
Interesting. The banner right now, I wrote this banner that says, Fox has lost him for now. I'm skeptical about how long this is going to last. I think he'll come back when people stop buying sheets and towels. Certainly the view at Fox is that they don't need him as much as he needs them. But we'll see if that's actually true in the months to come.